It is now a year since former presidential candidate and opposition figure Dr. Kizza Besigye was drastically abducted in Nairobi, in Kenya on November 16th. Today, his long-running treason case took yet another turn inside the High Court in Kampala. Lawyers for Dr. Kizza Besigye have asked the High Court to halt the treason trial currently before Justice Emmanuel Baguma. Now, this matter had come up this Thursday for Besigye and his co-accused Haj Obed Lutale and Captain Dennis Ola to take plea. However, moments before proceedings could begin, Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions Thomas Jatiko informed the court that the state was ready to proceed. Defense lawyer Martha Karua then rose, signaling that new developments had emerged. She invited her colleague Ernest Kalibala to explain. Kalibala informed court that the defense had filed a fresh constitutional petition, Petition number 31 of 2025, challenging the impartiality of the trial judge and raising constitutional questions that must be addressed before the criminal case can continue. He said the petition directly affects the ongoing proceedings and therefore the trial should be stayed. He as well revealed that defense had filed a miscellaneous application number 814 of 2025, asking the High Court to halt the treason case until the Constitutional Court gives direction. However much the application had not yet been formally served, Kalibala insisted that the matter should be fixed up for hearing urgently. The prosecution eventually pushed back. Assistant DPP Jatiko argued that the last court appearance was on November 6th, almost a month ago, and the state had come prepared for plea-taking. He said they had no knowledge of the new filing and asked court to proceed with plea-taking first, after which the state would eventually need a month to respond. However, Kalibala dismissed the request for 1 month as excessive, saying the affidavit was only 22 paragraphs long and that the state could respond by Monday. Eventually, Lord Mayor and lawyer Arias Lukwago weighed in, accusing the prosecution of feigning ignorance. Lukwago told court that the judiciary's digital systems, the ECCMIS, all activities and all parties automatically receive notifications once an application is filed. He insisted that matters touching the impartiality of a judge must be handled before any trial can proceed. Major Simon Busagwa, representing Captain Dennis Ola, supported the defense argument, noting that constitutional petition directly affects his client as well. However, the state maintained its ground. Chief State Attorney Richard Birivumbuka fired back, saying Lukwago was not a Gen Z and was not an IT expert either. He insisted that the ECCMIS only gives access when a party is properly linked to a case. He argued that there was no evidence that the DPP's office had been linked to any new application in this regard. Besigye's lawyers countered that forcing the accused to take a plea would violate their constitutional right to a fair hearing, a right they stressed which is non-derogable. In a calm and a measured ruling, in a tone noticeably different from his previous sessions, Justice Baguma agreed with the defense. In the interest of justice, he ruled that the application seeking to stay the treason proceedings will be heard first. He ordered the defense to serve the prosecution immediately. The state is expected to respond by December 11th. The defense will file a rejoinder by December 18th, and the matter will return to court for hearing on December 22nd. Dr. Kizza Besigye and Haj Obed Lutale accused Justice Baguma of bias and incompetence, arguing that he should not preside over a trial where they have already filed a petition before the Judicial Service Commission seeking his removal. Tensions escalated earlier this year when the judge denied them bail and insisted that the trial take priority. Outside the courtroom, Besigye's lawyer Samuel Muizi Mulindwa told Uganda Radio Network that he welcomed the judge's calm tone, suggesting that if proceedings had always been handled that way, the defense would not have taken the matter to the Constitutional Court. In a Luganda interview, Mulindwa added that the judge's approach today gave them the confidence that the next steps are likely to be handled fairly. Meanwhile, the treason case itself remains heavy. Prosecutors accused Dr. Kizza Besigye, Haj Obed Lutale, and Captain Dennis Ola of plotting to overthrow the government. The state claims that they held meetings in Geneva, Athens, Nairobi, and Kampala to solicit funds, acquire weapons, and organize paramilitary operations. The state alleges that Besigye met a Kurdish intelligence agent and received $5,000 to transport Ugandan recruits to Kenya for military training, recruits who were later intercepted and deported. The prosecution further alleges that Besigye sought surface-to-air missiles, ricin poison, and counterfeit money, and planned to use drone technology to assassinate the current sitting president, Yoweri Museveni. According to the prosecutors, their evidence includes audio and video recordings, social media messages, immigration documents, and phone logs. The case now hangs on the upcoming Constitutional Court decision, a ruling that could determine whether this high-profile treason trial continues or collapses entirely on its feet. Story compiled by Judith Kukunda, Uganda Radio Network, in Kampala.